Hey guys, my name is Danish and welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to talk about a topic that is really interesting, which is setting up your Windows 10 system properly after a fresh install. So without further ado, let's just get started. So I didn't record the process of installing your Windows 10 operating system from either a pen drive or a DVD or whatever source you have, but from the point of first login, so when it says welcome and all of that and you get into your Windows setup for the first time. So from here, let's just start with the footage. So the first thing that comes up was Armoury Crate for me. So this is the ASUS motherboard suite. There are different suites for different motherboards that are automatically installed or loaded at least to install it. So for me it was the ASUS Armoury Crate, and after this it was just being installed, and as you can see the storage, it is using 30 gigs for the Windows 10 fresh install. So as long as you have a hard disk that can have that much storage, minimum is always going to be helpful. And this is just the starting step of the Windows install, because all the applications that you install on top of this will take up more and more space, and the more updates it overrides on top of each other, just bloats the Windows operating system file. So I did a full Windows reset because I wanted to gauge a performance metric for myself from a fresh install perspective, and just having all the essential applications on a fresh sheet of paper, so I can compare it to the Windows 10 upgrade that is coming soon. It's not coming yet because I'm still seeing the AMD Ryzen processors that are losing performance in Windows 11 because of all the timings and all of that are not really adjusted for AMD and more oriented and optimized for Intel. So it's gonna be a while before I do take the leap and go to Windows 11. You'll have to wait for another video for that. For that, get subscribed to our channel and ring the bell icon, and you'll receive notifications for all those videos. And inside Armoury Crate, I'm just checking for all the updates for the application itself and all the BIOS tools and all of the drivers for the system. So I have sped up a lot of this footage. It's not really at real time, so I've done a lot of sped up. I have done a lot of skips in the middle where it takes too long, and the first thing you need to do with an application is open Edge, install Chrome. You have seen that meme, right? Edge comes up and says, what is my job or task? You're saying, you install Chrome. A depressing sight indeed, but there it is. I am a pro user of Chrome, so I have all of my logins in that. I do have to offload it to some other third-party applications that gives me a little more privacy, but that's something else that I'll come to soon. And then the first application that I download will be Logi Options. So this is the Logitech MX Master mouse utility for my customization of all the buttons and the settings for the mouse. If you have some other Bluetooth mouse, you'll have to do it for yourself. And then I did the second thing, that will be the CPU based software. So it was the AMD Ryzen Master for me. Intel might have a utility for that, I don't know, I have not looked into it, but for me it was the Ryzen Master tool for just looking at all of your stats and overclocking your processor. So that was my application that I downloaded. Then the SSD driver, so it's always good to have the branded driver for the SSD, so just a bit more optimization. So I went to Crucial website and downloaded the driver for the Crucial P1, which is the NVMe SSD that I have inside my system right now, and then just start installing everything one by one. I did the NVMe SSD driver install. It asked for restart. I restarted the system. Next, options for Logi, that is Logitech mouse, installed it, logged into my profile, did all of my settings for all of these buttons on the side, and taking care of all the sensitivity that I use on this mouse. So that was a good thing to sync and get up to speed on that. And then we come to AMD Ryzen Master. So it was a simple install. I forgot to pull up the task manager in the beginning, so I am pulling up the task manager right now just to see what parts of the system is being hit. So you need to start learning how to look into task manager, understand what your system is doing. I'll have an update video on that as well, on how to understand what your system is doing at a given time using all the free tools out there and inbuilt tools as well. So be subscribed for that. The next thing will be the GPU driver software that I'm downloading. So for me it was the GeForce Experience, and if you have an AMD GPU, it's called the AMD Radeon software, I think. So you can just download that to get the latest GPU driver, because Windows by default just does the bare minimum VGA drivers and not GPU specific drivers and driver software. So GeForce Experience is a good starting point for me, because also I have to switch from game ready drivers to studio drivers, because game ready drivers really doesn't work with me for DaVinci Resolve, and it does have stability issues over there. So studio drivers it is. And then VLC, you need a VLC player for everything that you play in terms of videos and all of that, all formats commands will be played with VLC. It is an open source platform, so it's safe there as well. Logging into NVIDIA and getting all of my settings set up for NVIDIA GeForce Experience and switching the drivers, and then downloading it and installing the driver. This is a really important thing because it helps optimize the system, because it is not running on bare bones drivers, and again the download process has been sped up and updated and cut up, so it's a lot faster. And then the install actually took a long time. It's just looking like a short time for you over here. I always opt to do a clean install, but even I have to do a complete wipe of the driver in safe mode to do a proper clean install, but here it is a clean install. And then the system restarts. After it's done installing, I open the NVIDIA control panel installation and it does all of that. And then check the frame rate of your system, because that is a really important thing, because most of the people who buy a high refresh rate monitor forget to switch on it into high refresh rate because they say it stays at 60 by default. So I check that it is working and go through all the settings and check if I have to do any adjustments for my system, and I didn't have to do many. I just have to rearrange the images. I think I went to settings to do that because it's a lot easier to do over here than in NVIDIA control panel. I have my secondary monitor on the left, not on the right, so I just did a bit of orientation over here. And then finally I came to Windows update checking. So open up Windows settings, go to system update, Windows update, and see what all the updates are there. Just download all of these updates and let them install, because all of these are necessary updates for your system and just keeps it all up to date. And also I had disabled DOCP or XMP profile in the BIOS before installing my new Windows 10, because the timings and the DOCP profile does not really gel well sometimes with stock configurations and not all the up-to-date software and drivers. So a couple of restarts happen over here and all of the installations are happening and done and taken care of. And now, even though it does say there's no updates, there is the option called optional upgrades inside, so you need to go through the optional updates, and this is where all of the drivers are. And I choose to install this one at a time, because a few times before when I had multiple of these installing and the restart would they would step over each other in terms of the installation process, and then none of them would get installed. So I took it safe and did one update at a time and let it restart and complete that whole process. And yeah, always Task Manager needs to be up for me, because I want to see what the CPU is doing, what the GPU is doing, what the disk is doing, or if I'm downloading data in the background. All of this is really helpful information for me to look into and understand my system a bit more. And all of the drivers are updated. Another restart has to go through, and now I can do more of the utility installations for all of my applications. So first one will be Adobe Reader for PDFs, Ice Cream Reader for my EPUBs, because Adobe Reader really does not like EPUBs, and Ice Cream Reader does work really well for EPUBs and ebook reading, so I download both of those. And Adobe has a few niggles that it always tries to add McAfee to its download folder, so always try to uncheck those folders. And downloading both of these applications and then installing Adobe Reader, it was a quick process. Next, Ice Cream Reader also being installed, which was really quick. Next thing is Discord. So this is the gaming section for me, so Discord, Steam, all of these applications will be installed for my gaming setup. And all of these applications I use a lot, even OBS, so I use OBS for screen recording and screen streaming. Then we have NVIDIA Broadcast for my microphone optimization. I use the AI noise cancellation from NVIDIA Broadcast and then push it into OBS. Then we have Dual Monitor tool, so this is just a tool that I use to box in the cursor into a specified mouse. So if I'm on my main monitor and gaming, I don't want my mouse to go to the second monitor while I am taking a flick shot in the game, so I use the keyboard shortcut and it limits it to stay inside this main monitor. And then application for GPU overclocking, you can use MSI Afterburner for any GPUs. You can even use Precision X if you have an EVGA GPU. And then Notepad++ for document editing, WAMP server for offline server hosting, GIMP image manipulation, free, open source. You don't have to go to Photoshop and pay Photoshop. You can just start out with GIMP, which is free. Then DaVinci Resolve, my main video editing software suite. I still use the free one. I haven't gotten the paid one yet because I don't have a reason to get the paid one for now. Let's see how it goes in the future, but the free one is sufficing for me for my editing needs and my YouTube content creation needs. Now just downloading all of these folders one at a time. There are a few applications that Linus was always telling about, how to group all of these into a single downloader suite, and it'll download all of them and install all of them for you manually. But yeah, I'd rather do it on my own and manually because it's not that big of a hassle for me. So the next thing are the safety related applications. So this is the Tor browser for private browsing over the network. Network, and Qubit Torrent. It's a torrent downloading application. So you all know what torrent downloading is. If you don't, look into it. I'm not going to go too deep into it over here in this video. And then my communication applications. I already had Discord. Now I'm getting Telegram as well. Telegram installs really quickly. Steam installs really quickly. OBS after that. All of these still do need more granular manipulation and settings adjustment, which I'll do later off screen, because those are personal preferences that you can have, which will differ with my personal preferences and my hardware limitations and your hardware limitations. So you can set up those applications as you like later on. NVIDIA Studio Broadcast, installing it done. DMT Tools is really quick to install. MS Afterburner, I do have to go and re-overclock my GPU. I haven't done an overclock on this day where I required all of these applications being installed. Notepad++ was a quick install. Qubit was a quick install. DaVinci Resolve did take a long time for me to install because it's a lot of things that needs to be installed, and it just takes a few restarts again. And then GIMP took a bit to extract all of the files, but even my CPU was not pinned yet by the time GIMP was still extracting. So that is the advantage of having a newer generation processor than an older generation processor. So GIMP did not give me any problems. Telegram was pretty easy. WAM server took me a while because I had to set up all the default applications that can use, so like a text editor or a HTML viewer for web pages. And then small optimization. So I like to have all the taskbar icons at the bottom. I don't like the one small arrow that goes up the top. The weather I don't need to have over there. The search bar does not need to have so big size in there, but I don't mind it. I do remove all of the pinned applications like Microsoft Store and Edge from the pinned taskbar, and then go to startup menu and uncheck all of the applications that they do not have to be there running at startup. So this is like Discord, Steam, OneDrive, and notification settings that I'm just optimizing and growing through in the end. Small modifications, and forget the blurred part on the right side because I had opened my login pages over there. Themes, setting it up pretty easy. Dark mode is always necessary. And then Microsoft Store. So here are the applications that you have to log in through Microsoft and get it through there because they don't have third-party portals over there. So the first thing that I do is for iTunes for my playlist management and offline media, and then check on the updates that are there in the Microsoft Store as well. There are so many updates over here and so many that I don't need as well. So most of them that I'm not going to need, I'm not going to touch, but the ones that I will require, I will pull down. And then start menu, unpin all of those pinned boxes because I like the static smaller taskbar at the side. And that was the montage that I did for all of my applications that are being installed from first boot to usable system. Even after this, there are a few steps that you need to involve because you need to open all of your applications and go through the settings and optimize them for your use case. And if you have already been using those applications before, it is really easy to go through the settings and change the specific ones that are for your preference. I went in through all of these applications. It took me another hour or so to get all of my applications optimized to my needs and my keyboard shortcuts and all of that. But the thing was, not a lot of people have seen how the whole process goes through, and there aren't a lot of explanatory videos that are descriptive and concise. So I try to make this video as short as possible for you guys, and hopefully you did enjoy this video. If you have any questions about all the applications that I installed, you can feel free to comment in the comment section below and I'll try to reply to you. If you like this video, give this video a like, get subscribed to my channel and ring the bell icon to receive notifications of all of my future videos. Follow me on my social media channels, which are linked in the description below as well. And as always, stay home, stay safe. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Peace.